still aboard Megan's ship? Feels odd. What is this place? Where am I? I can feel something moving closer. Watching.
I like the Void.
Yeah. The Void I feel is generally better done in this one than it was in Dishonored 1, even though if
I have a question. Do you guys think the Void is cold?
It's like the cold that, like, seeps into your bones and nothing you can do can make it warm.
Frequently described as an unnatural cold, so it makes people uncomfortable, but it won't necessarily freeze them to death.
So maybe you want a jacket, but for protection and not for warmth.
But someone yanked the rug from under your feet. You've lost your throne and your father.
Just enough to piss somebody off.
Delilah won't just give them back. So, what are you prepared to do about it? Your imperial without spilling a river.
So many flippy flappers.
It's like the outsider is telling you something important, but then a whale just like fucking swims past. Not even like
a whale behind him.
Not even dead. That whale is like 100% alive.
That whale is way more important than what he's saying.
Burns from the inside.
Burns.
I feel like I'm standing at the edge of something.
Well, you are standing on the edge of something.
I will say the Dishonored 2 models don't do smiling very well.
It's pretty fun.
I just smiled there. Just kind of looked like his face was trying to fold in on itself.
I'm in incredible pain, but I'm bearing it with pride.
Incredible.
I love Emily's little blink whip. Oh no! I still love it.
He still loves it.
Father and reclaim the throne.
I'm a lot taller than my dad in the.
Are you gonna give him? Are you
Well,
going
at
to
least
give him a
when
high five? Are you leaving him hanging?
I can't.
Looks like she's sort of putting her neck into his strangling fist there. That was the impression I got.
Good times. Just like the old days.
Just like the old days.
Oh,
I thought she was supposed to say something there, but...
For what it's worth, one of the only difference from refusing the mark here is that the travel log chain recipient is just like, yeah, no, fuck the outsider. He's an asshole.
I know you. Do you remember? It's been so long.
This was something that I didn't like about this game, was how in the first game it's like if you paid attention you knew it was the heart was Jessamine, but this time it's like the heart is the spirit of Jessamine and she's talking to you.
I mean, it was pretty subtle, but they probably could have kept it just being subtle or more
Dishonored
obvious.
2
I don't know.
tosses a lot of subtlety into a waste paper bin, and I think that might just be because a lot of the people they've had playtesting and playing the game are very simple people.
There are a lot of people who got through the entire game in Dishonored 1 without realizing the heart's inhabit.
But I have this to offer. My gift. And my
It was literally her voice, though.
someone
And it would say things like, remember when we were here
Yes,
before?
It was, but a lot
That would probably mean more to
are-
me if
are
I'd seen that.
good at identifying voices. I mean, like, I
People
played
didn't-
Orcs Must Die 2 with no fewer than 4 people who have all watched Full Metal Alchemist, and none of them realized that the sorceress is Risa Hawkeye.
You and your anime
She uses
references.
exactly the same voice.
If you're actually using the heart, though... If you're...
Right.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I'm just gonna ignore it. If you're actually using...
Whatever.
If you're actually using the heart, though, she'll say things like, oh, remember this or that, you know, or when you point it at the, like, doubt or whatever, she's like, why are you showing me this guy? He killed me.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. I mean,
So I think it's just
but
people
again,
didn't use
a lot,
it.
like that's optional content. You don't necessarily see that.
Yeah.
And the the critical thing here is that the relationship between Delilah and Jessamine is focal to this plot.
Yeah, that's true. They had to bring her out more, didn't they?
Yeah, Jessamine is much more focal to the plot than she was in Dishonored 1. in a weird way.
I love that pipe finger.
It's one of those things that you're just like, wait.
Yeah. Huh? Why is he sucking his thumb? Oh.
It's also one of those things that you might not notice for like a couple of months after you met Jindosh, and then you all of a sudden notice it and you're really awkward.
Oh, he seems like the kind of guy who'd be ostentatiously kind of blowing it in your face.
He basically smokes it like a cigar. Right?
Yeah, just like this.
He gives you the finger.
Except it's weird because it just makes me feel like he's got a baby fetish.
She took all the abuse the world could deal out, and now she has a crown. But I'll let you in on a secret. She's got her eyes set on a much greater prize.
Yeah, that's not really a secret. Thanks, outsider, you jerk.
Outside looks a little younger now, too. I kind of want to pinch his cheeks.
Just
He's
adorable.
a little baby. He looks a little less haggard by the ravages of the void.
Now I'm realizing that the world is stranger than I ever imagined. Everything I know has been turned on its head, but I'm dealing with it the best I can.
I liked these painted scenes.
It's actually a pretty good intro, and it makes sense with Emily's character too. Like having her, it's just kind of happy-go-lucky. She thinks everything is great,
Yeah.
and then this happens.
One of the primary themes of Dishonored 2 on both sides is naivete. And both Emily and Corvo are guilty of it, but they are guilty of it in radically different ways. And these storyboards are the primary way they illustrate the respective characters' naivete, and it's very nicely done.
Also, their artists are awesome.
Oh, so stunning.
The art is incredibly well done. It's one of those environments that I would have really liked to be in be a fly on the wall, just to hear how the stylistic process was refined. Because one of the incredible strengths of Dishonored 2, Dishonored 1 to a more limited extent, but definitely 2, is how they managed to combine so many different styles in a way that is coherent and striking.
Letter to my person friend. Writing in my diary with a giant fountain pen.
Man, have you ever tried to use one of those, by the way?
Pain in the ass.
God, it's like writing with a brick.
It is a colossal pain in the ass.
It's like writing with those giant comedy pencils.
Ugh, the worst.
They still have pens that size around where I am, but it's like they're one of those ones where you click down like different colored ones, and this is ones that's like 20 different colors, so they're that thick.
Yeah, it's multiple ball points in one. The primary problem with using a fountain point is a little bit or a fountain tipped pen like that one, is that it is a little bit like a watch that needs winding, in that it requires constant goddamn maintenance to make sure the stupid thing works.
Thanks, Dad.
That's a very nice crossbow.
My pattern here is to save. My pattern here is to save all my runes and bone charms for like the end of the episode, because I don't like
my girl.
Because otherwise, I sit there and I spend a long time like mulling over all the stuff. So
yeah, no, that's exactly the way I handle things as well.
Okay. I'm just explaining why I take so long to do stuff. So I skipped a bunch of walking around and collecting things because I wanted to get to the fun part.
You gotta show off where the things are, but you don't necessarily have to show every step to getting there. Yeah. Unless you're me and you play like a coked up squirrel to begin with.
Well, the first time you play it, you're like, oh, I'm gonna read all the books, I'm gonna figure out all the things. And the second time you play it, you're like, I wonder if I can murder everybody. So that's how it goes.
See also me playing Divinity Original Sin, or Wasteland 2, or basically any other Western
Fallout
RPG.
4.
Yeah, Fallout 4, definitely.
For sure. It's about the only fun you can have in that darn game.
I don't know. There was one time when I was just sort of hanging out with Preston, and he went to the drug workshop and just started brewing something up, and I'm just like, dude, thought your entire thing was that you were straight edge.
Well, he's not going to take it. He's just going to sell it.
Maybe he was brewing lemonade.
Yeah, that is not what comes out of those workbenches.
Maybe when you use it, he might have a whole different recipe set.
Like
It's just chemistry, man.
steroids, meth.
Combat drugs, which is actually a kind of cool concept, if nothing
Why
else.
are you letting those things bite you?
Oh, just you wait till my episode 2, cool guy. It's really bad.
I can't remember.
Please look forward to it,
I mean,
audience.
really, blood flies aren't really a threat. So I think...
They're really not, but still, it's the principle of the thing.
they tickle.
They nibbled you down pretty bad, actually.
She was already at half
They're my
health.
little tickle babies.
Yeah, and then she was almost at
They're
no
like,
health.
oh, look at the fluttering of their wings. They're kissing me. Like little...
Okay. Hey,
Bug kisses.
we'll go with that.
Oh, they laid a baby in me.
My eyeballs just slowly widening.
My eyeballs are just like slowly going unfocused as I remember all of the horrific things the mosquitoes in fucking Minnesota have done to me, which is
Ooh.
pretty much what I think of whenever I see blood flies. It's just the mosquitoes the size of canned goddamn hams from Minnesota or wherever have you in like the American.
No, I relate to that. I used to go to Prince Edward Island as a kid to visit my family, and I would just get eaten alive by mosquitoes. 20 or 30 bites in a weekend. It was crazy and awful.
We don't really have mosquitoes in England.
You lucky fuck.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no,
I'll always miss my lessons.
We also don't really have summer, though, so...
What? That's what you took from that, Emily?
This is during my mother's time.
He's carried off by a creepy boy serial killer, and you're just like, I really liked learning from him.
Well, that was triggered by the globe, actually, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it is kind of, I don't,
Yeah.
there's a lot of like little random comments about stuff in Dishonored 2 by looking at things, and sometimes they're relevant, and sometimes they're like, I like cake. So.
Honestly, that
Or in Corvo's case, I like torture.
that is also true.
All right.
She's a lady with a
Explain
pipe.
part of it. But what were you and Sokolov doing here?
Is this
Drugs.
probably the only time you see her
The old
smoking a
man
pipe,
loved
maybe?
Karnaka, but he'd caught wind of a
Be
conspiracy
interesting
tied
to
the
hear what she's got that loaded with, because I would guarantee you it's not just tobacco.
I don't know, she's got to drive a boat around.
There were reports
She might
about
want her heads
tensions
about
rising.
her.
Corruption, street violence. I didn't give it much mind. Usually the local authorities resolve that sort of thing.
I mean, the Crown Killer was kind of a lame, like, plot element, but she's got a pretty awesome hoodie.
In terms of all of the various bits of apparel that come out of video games, I'm a little bit surprised no fashion designer picked up on Megan's surcoat,
Yeah.
greatcoat
Yeah,
here.
I love like all the
Because-
clothes in this game. I would be just
Yeah,
like, this
it
is
is-
awesome clothes.
It's striking, I think is what it is.
It's not just that; it also is a very particular style that would make sense both formally and
Stuck
casually.
into the chalkboard. Like,
Maybe the Duke
Yeah.
is using a patient.
Just
watch.
Addermine. All right.
water, fire, air, dirt,
The Crown Killer
fucking
has-
magnets. How do they work?
That like no one would notice.
Wish me luck.
I guess it's not chalkboard; it's like canvas, but still. Like,
It's,
look, other things have pins, but those are just like here.
they're just like, nah. I don't think they ever get pins either. Like, I'd have to double check some of the interludes I've done, but I don't think they ever get pins.
I'm sorry for interrupting you, but that was like I couldn't help just laughing at that.
No, something that good is happening, and I don't realize it. It is your holy duty to make me shut the fuck up.
I think I just never noticed it before, and like it's the first time I noticed it.
It won't do to be recognized. Pulls up scarf.
Take you to Addermire by boat, but security's too tight. The Grand Guard have a watchtower there.
You know, still a lot less conspicuous than its skull mask that zooms in on people.
No, she's
Okay, you got me
she's
there.
got a spyglass that she whips out and
Before his death, the
like
old
just
Duke of Circona
looks in their
spent
face
decades
with
building
it.
up Karnaka.
So
The idea of Emily having like a monocle just sort of snap up from her scarf is an amazing mental image.
Long feasts.
I mean, how else does she do the spyglass with powers and a weapon?
she probably like rips out Kieran Jindosh's mechanical eye and like cramps it in her eye socket or something.
I'll keep my head.
Sure, why
He's
not?
got to have a mechanical eye of some kind.
It's Diesel, punk.
Yeah.
Diesel solves everything, alright?
Take out the Crown Killer and find out where Sokolov was taken. The alchemist.
Okay, so, very important thing that I'm hoping you do right here.
Oh. Well,
Very important. I'm going to be very disappointed.
I think you might be surprised by what I
I'm going to be
do.
very disappointed.
Oh yeah, I am girded for shenanigans.
I actually have no idea what you're hoping
This'll
that I
be
do,
good.
but I do something different, so...
And the Grand
Uh-huh.
of new laws
Whatever it
and
is, I
stuff.
don't think I did it. I'm sorry.
You don't carry yourself like a spoiled royal, you know that? Corvo's influence, I bet. Trying to keep you alive.
I'm just helping the audience get to know Megan.
But I have to say,
Megan's
it's
cool. Big fan of Megan.
sad about your mother.
Megan's
Yeah,
competent.
no, like, you know... That's a very good point. Very good way of putting things. Wait,
Fish?
wait. Okay, that wasn't what I thought you were going to do, but I will fucking allow it.
It just pulverizes the
Dead rat.
Oh,
I was
that's
hoping
great.
you were going to throw the fishtail in somebody's face.
I do.
Never. Holy crap!
Oh, oh, Jesus Christ.
Well,
All right then.
I threw it really hard, okay?
oh my god!
What the fuck?
Megan,
Someone's been
Just what the fuck?
someone's been practicing their baseball throws on the ship on their way
Seriously?
over.
I threw it into some dude's face and couldn't get that as Corvo.
Going sunblind.
I mean,
Oh,
I guess
man.
you're just not allowed to
Brilliant.
throw fish at your friends' faces, which is news to me.
The way the ocean shimmers.
So there's whales in the bay.
This game, for being ostensibly set in the British Isles, is not up with British etiquette. Clearly,
This one isn't really set in the British Isles, though. It's kind of like
They're not really up with etiquette either.
This is in the colonies, all right,
look
and not
at-
America.
Look at my
It's
picture.
like a
Jesus
weirder
Christ.
colony than that. This is the Isle of Man.
Pretty accurate description, actually.
I'm trying to think of what like the closest analog would be to the British Empire. Maybe our viewers will know. Like, subscribe, and comment.
My guess is the Isle of Man. I'll put it to you that way.
Well, that's sexist.
Please tell me you throw one of those things in the fit.
No.
Man, I didn't name
Honestly,
the stupid
I'm
thing.
just thinking Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm sorry. That's all I can think
Nice.
Huh?
What was that?
Just talking to the guards, like, he's like, I was just trying to serve drinks, and then she started throwing glasses at the glasses.
He didn't ask me if I wanted anything. So 8 is bad, I guess, in
Yeah,
in
we're
Sir
assuming
Conan
they're
gambling.
playing craps, right?
Yeah. 8.
Yeah, he threw 8
He
again.
keeps,
That's
he keeps
not
throwing
good.
8.
Not long ago, I crewed a flatboat loaded down with this Blue Bloods furniture.
I like this
Hit a
guy.
reef.
He's got
All go
an island tattooed on his, what is it, Morley?
Be stopping and questioning all
I like
Dead dude.
I like this guy.
Cool.
on the streets of
This
Karnak.
guy's one of my
I
favorites.
mean,
Hi, friend.
I could respect
friend.
him finding cool places to take a nap.
I mean,
but
it was
he's not
kind of
helping.
reassuring that I'm not the only person who kills guards and puts them in dumpsters.
That's a true story.
It's reassuring, like you're not alone.
Everyone is looking for me. It might pay to be
It
discreet.
might pay to be discreet.
So I tried to
yeah,
save
right.
this guy, but I don't think I did.
You probably did actually because you alerted everybody. Like when you alert somebody, the merchant runs the hell away
Oh, okay.
immediately.
I was
So
worried he
you
like ran the
probably
wrong
did
way.
save him. I'll have to take a look.
3 days following the Duke's return to Karnak.
Punch him in the butt.
Punch.
Ew,
nice.
his
There we
dick.
go.
She doesn't
Better.
punch him in the butt. She kicks him in the tum tum.
I mean,
And I want to take advantage of the environment here, so I'm gonna lure some guys
Gives
up.
him a belly full of boot leather.
Ooh, that's a nice way to put it.
hey buddy.
If you're going out of your way, is it really taking advantage of the environment, though?
It is if I go out of my way and then
she's
come
doing
back
this
to the
shit.
original environment. Let him go. Okay.
Big fan. Big fan. That's non-lethal somehow.
Yeah, somehow. Bye.
God, the chop she has just looks so good.
Problem solved. I just love how after you, like, deal with a bunch of guys, everything's fine. This is...
Where'd you find that ether?
It's like sitting by the fish in the fish market.
More Grand Guard soldiers.
Oh my god, I never knew that was there.
Yeah, it's by
Did that guy just...
It's like, yeah, he did. It's by the cash register.
Did he just shock himself? Just swinging
he
randomly?
ran right into it on his own.
That's what it looks like. What a freaking idiot!
Hey, buddy.
That is impressive.
Oh my god. Rose's compliment.
Quick, stop her! She's carrying extremely fragile ether! Get her!
This is not going to end well.
4, 5 dudes! Oh no, wait, no, 4, okay.
That guy was gonna fall asleep and then he made it! I was so mad.
That guy held his
I
breath.
was so mad.
I gotta give kudos
he tried
to that
really
guy.
hard. 4 idiots.
And then you just American History X'd him. You monster.
Oh man.
So there's a bunch of rats.
Rose,
this fucking guy.
Your compliment for Megan being competent is making more and more sense the more we're watching of this.
I did.
Like I said, just you wait.
She shot you in the face.
Yeah, I forgot I don't have the upgrade yet to let me block bullets, so...
Man, she is not doing real well on this whole swordsmanship
I love
thing.
how the captains are women, though.
That's
Like,
true.
women
Like
captains.
the way that's explained in universe, I believe, is much like the IRL British Isles around this time. A like officer's commission more or less set you up for life, and that's pretty brilliant right there.
There's rats down there, so...
Everybody's just gonna wake up and just be like, man, did we have a night last night or what?
One more.
Oh, good.
He is so not getting a promotion.
Yes, the answer is yes.
They're just...
None of them are getting promotions after this.
I've given them all, like, permanent.
See the woman on the posters.
Yeah, they're getting latrine duty forever.
But it's fine.
Oh my god. What was I thinking? Oh right, so yeah, like if a commission sets you up for life, you know, royal families or noble families have both sons and daughters who need to be set up for life.
Yeah.
So
I'll perform rites over your corpse, blasphemer.
Where were you? Where were you going with that?
It's really hard to have a coherent thought when it's just a series of "Hi everybody!" kicks in head.
a series of very unfortunate events for a lot of people.
Where were you going with that too many children thing, cool guy?
No. I mean, that was more or less the end of it. Like the in-universe reason for damn girl.
Became very close to just flying.
Yeah, seriously. Like you saved his life by kicking him in the butt.
I wanted to see if there was an animation for that, but there wasn't. So
that was pretty badass. Anyway, but yeah, like noble families need both their sons and their daughters set up for life, and you know, being a normal foot soldier in the Grand Guard or whatever, that won't do it. But being an officer, that will.
Oh yeah, okay. But there's no women.
And,
there's no women like grunts.
There's
you only
no
see women as officers.
Yeah, and that's because they're all part of the nobility, and they all need something to do to set them up for life and be, you know, respectable.
But you couldn't
and all
be a
that sort of
woman
stuff.
officer in the British Empire.
Say what again?
You couldn't be a British officer in the British Empire.
No. In actual British Empire times, women were expected to be seen and not heard.
This is very rapidly getting out of hand.
This is all entirely intentional. Did you not see my trick earlier in the episode with the ether?
Yes.
Oh no.
Oh my god. I didn't know that bottle was there.
There's like 5 bottles in there.
Motherfucker.
Seriously.
They didn't cluster as well as
What's going on?
Did you miss them? You must have missed them.
I thought I got one of them, but I don't know. They usually run right to where the bottle is. So.
Right? You know, that's why chloroform bottles are so amazing.
We'll find you, sir.
Boo!
Come out! Wherever you are.
You can't stay hidden.
I can. I don't want to stay hidden forever.
This is going to be the most cramped slumber party.
Like the overseer just being like, just doesn't even understand what he's looking at.
I'm,
like all good times, they have to end at some point.
I know there's one more ether bottle.
Oh no, wait,
I know
not
there's
yet.
one more ether bottle in here.
Yeah. It's not over yet!
It's chloroform
that
time.
guy was hiding.
Wow.
He was
Still
just standing there the whole time I was knocking dudes out.
That dude is so fucking dead.
And those are civilians,
That's
so...
even on the payment.
His skull would have shattered into his brain.
Like, seriously, that's on the fucking rail.
That was a super whip. Sorry. And that one...
Whoa.
That was not my fault!
Friendly fire, friendly fire.
Oh, I thought Blood flew his foot off.
I'm laughing so
I'm
hard
sure
I
they-
can't fight properly here.
I'm sure... Oh god, no!
Yep.
I forgot I did this.
Emily is a master of many forms of kicking people in the face. I believe this is just another
Oh
one.
my god, I remember this.
Oh no, that's just
Holy
that's the
shit,
perfect
are you-
response.
Yes!
Oh no!
Oh my god! Oh no! We ruined it! They ruined it! That's still amazing though. You were a mobile electrical turret.
Oh god, there was so
Fucking fantastic.
I'm so disappointed.
Cool, that was brilliant! I loved every
That's
moment!
the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
I've never even once considered that in my entire time
neither!
playing the game. Holy Jesus.
That was brilliant! Oh god.
Oh my god. I didn't even know.
Wait a minute,
It makes so much sense.
3!
Watch.
For downtown! Oh. Hey! Got it.
Yes!
I love ether.
That's disturbing, school. That's very disturbing.
Oh man. Okay, for a minute there I thought you were gonna try to bean the dude in green with that corpse.
I considered it, but corpses don't throw very well.
I'm already learning to read your mannerisms. That's disturbing.
So you'll notice
Are you going to be filling this guy with blood flies before you take it down there, or what?
Well, I just want you to notice that I've picked him up before I've actually got any reason to. So we're gonna do a little reverse. We're gonna do a little backtracking here. But first
you're taking.
First we've got
This
a
is
montage.
brilliant.
Don't spoil it, you spoiler.
I'm not spoiling it. I just understand what you're doing, and I love it.
Hi. Wham. You can't counterattack these guys, I learned.
Nope, because you didn't
No,
parry
even
him.
when you do,
You merely...
when you do parry him, it doesn't work. So I just knocked him out.
Well, he's not using a
He's
sword.
still
so it's not
talking
really a
after
parry.
he's unconscious.
Sleep talking.
Saying yes hit me in a low, breathy voice. The nest keepers
I
are
just
fucking
like
disturbing,
the
man.
idea that he's like lying on the floor and he can't move, but he's like, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna feed you to my blood fly babies.
A man has to be ready for anything.
Well, I wake up, you're in trouble.
In the Dishonored
Okay,
2
so-
movie, I hope that those guys are played by Vincent D'Onofrio reprising his role as the insect wearing a human skin in Men in Black.
Come here.
This is gonna,
I need
this is
some
gonna be
sugar
fucking
water.
brilliant. Oh god, I've never done this. I've never seen this done.
More. Yeah, oh, this is good. Yeah,
Hey.
here you go.
Come here.
I've got a treat for you then.
I have something that might interest you.
So do I.
I promise to make it worth your while. You're a strange one. I don't know what you were planning to do with that dead guy, but I need the body. Don't ask questions. Bring him to the basement below the dentist office, and I'll help you with whatever you're up to.
That's it. There was...
Well, they thought of it. Kudos to Arcade.
They thought of everything.
Thought it through.
There was one more...
That was basically what I was wondering. It's just like, oh man, did they even consider this? Yes,
Yeah,
of
they
course
did.
they did. Because it's frickin' arcane.
Search for heretical artifacts. Hey, you!
Also, this is a game you replay pretty regularly.
There's a third situation. I can't remember what it was, but I triggered it. It's something like putting him in the burial pit before you talk to Mindy, so when you go in and get there, she's like, wow, you work fast or something.
Hello? Anybody?
Oh god.
I know an agent of the outsider.
How you can see anything is beyond me when you have fucking stun mine on your face.
He is so
dead. Yeah, no.
I can taste everything!
So fucking dead.
So this is the apartment of the dead body that you picked up, I think. I mean...
Yeah, dead dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. And it's talking about his shrine and the drawing.
She's like, I want some of that
pictures of
magic juice. And then you get another outsider conversation.
And then you start running around ethering everyone.
Before the dude began choking the life
How
out
many
of the
popped
place,
collars does he have? I just realized
the
this.
killer started painting the walls red.
He's got at least 2 popped collars. Does he have a third in there?
That's a personal question. He's got some.
Or pull it back from the edge.
Okay, so it's at least 2 popped collars. I knew there was a reason why I thought this new outsider was greasier than the last one.
And betrayal. It's happening again. I hope you're ready.
It's Raccoon City all over again.
Maybe he's just conforming to the styles of like 2,000 years ago or whenever he was done for.
I mean,
so
I don't know.
Maybe he's actually
anything
really
about styles. I just know that every person I've ever met who has even 1 popped collar is a douchebag.
Pop colors give me an itchy neck.
Yeah, no, that's pretty true. That's 100% true in my experience. They all take themselves too seriously, or they're from Ren Fair, which has its own set of problems.
Oh my god. Like it's actually kind of difficult to explain how bad that
Sorry,
was.
I'm just
to Robokai.
I'm just imagining one of those ridiculous like collars that they wear like war during like like nobility war during like the Renaissance and stuff. Yeah, and I'm just imagining trying to pop one of those.
I hope everybody did that. Robokai did.
I did.
Okay, good.
And just like
I don't think I did.
Yeah, you did.
Your face is no concern of mine.
The thing that caught my attention was exactly how accurate you were. Like that dude nearly was wearing that body as a hat.
I try.
Thank
you.
Please tell me you don't buy.
I do
stuff.
because I try to like. I'm trying to build a narrative where it's like she's trying, but then she's just like, fuck it. No, it's like no, I don't know.
I appreciate that.
As a member of the nobility, I've never paid for anything before in my life, and by God, this buying stuff sucks. I'm going to go.
Well, you know, the whole game is basically Emily slumming it, so.
Come back.
I didn't get rich by spending money. I got rich by taking money
and throwing ether at everyone.
I realized I was coming here, and I got the fucking body somewhere, so I wander around for like 5 minutes looking for where I left this body.
What did I do again?
So I'm like, what about this corpse? Will you take this corpse? No.
No body, no help getting to Addermire.
Addermire was not part of this deal. Like, not in this universe anyway.
Well, yeah, like, didn't get a chance to explain that. It was just,
Yeah, I'm not really sure. She was like, whatever you're doing, I'll help you, but...
Yeah.
The
guy is the most oblivious... the most oblivious dilettante on the planet.
You see a lot of weird shit in Karnaka, don't worry about it.
The disturbance in my city?
He has his cigarettes, he's content.
Whoever... Hey, you got it. Put it down in the hole.
Can't move it 5 frickin' feet.
Okay, then.
Good job.
Like what? The camera won't let me look at what you gave me.
You needed that.
Why is that?
So how do I get to Addermire?
Excellent.
How did he get under the overseer body?
Boys to turn off the power to the carriage.
He's very clever.
I don't understand.
You can walk along the rails and get where you need to go. On the other side, there's a station that will take you to Addermire.
I like Mindy a lot.
Thanks for your
Which
help.
makes this next thing much more unfortunate.
Mindy's chill. Oh no.
It was an accident.
It's fine.
It was an accident.
This is... That wasn't an accident.
This is an accident. Just wait.
Oh lord.
It's alright, just tell everyone it's your first day, it's what I do.
Oh my god, what are you doing?
I'm taking an unconscious guy and putting him in the grave, obviously.
I mean, that's what I thought you were doing, but I was afraid of the answer.
She doesn't like... I don't know. She didn't like that for some reason.
What the fuck, Mindy?
So, now she wants to...
She has a very...
And what the hell is that red smoke, too?
Yeah, it's the...
She wants to fight me.
Supposed to
Like,
disorient you.
she wants to fight me bad. And I don't really know how to deal with this, so...
That's a pretty good way of dealing with it, honestly.
Running does work.
I don't know why she didn't like me bringing that
The
other
nasty
body
fucking
in.
scar, though.
Like, she didn't even wait till I put him in the grave. She just got mad.
I mean...
I think you hit her with it somehow.
I think her hang-up was that this one was unconscious instead of dead. Like, the girl is a howler, but even she has scruples.
That seems too sophisticated for the programming, though. I don't know.
This is Arcane we're talking about.
I guess if they anticipated I would show up with the body ahead of time, they could anticipate me putting an unconscious body in the grave. Good night, Captain.
Huh? Ooh.
She, like...
That just makes you
Did you like how
sympathy.
she, like, flipped over on her tummy specifically so I could kick her in the tummy? She was very obliging in that way.
It's a living.
Say good night.
Drop. I'm honestly shocked you didn't just like shove through the window.
That was so close.
I'm so disappointed.
I'm like, oh my god, I forgot they could fall. Put him over here. Please don't fall. I'm still trying to go for no kills.
You killed a bunch of people
and
last
I got
episode,
0 kills accredited to me.
Yes, and a cool guy just started frothing at the mouth. Screaming in rage.
It amazed.
Maybe that was
me the crap you get away with.
Well, those were bodies. That was the first. Yeah, that was the
this
first.
This is
episode.
happening right in front of us.
I think
this is insanity at its finest.
Yes!
Wow.
It worked.
That was great.
Again, something I'd never even remotely
At this
considered.
point, I'm realizing.
Like, I've done it. At
this point, I'm realizing that I forgot to upgrade the stun mines to work more than once. Oh, and then I realized that I did do that, and that guy was just dumb. Because if you just heard him go in the background,
yep,
he got stunned.
Honestly, I had considered doing something like this at one point, but I always figured that the stun mine wouldn't survive the hit, but it clearly does.
It clearly does.
So good.
It finds its home.
Good night.
Oh man!
Anybody who doesn't think Dishonored 2 is an amazing game, get the fuck out of here right
I
now.
don't want you here anymore.
Works with glasses. Works with legs. Works with torsos.
Oh
if you
my god! It's just like I've been
throw at somebody. It works with torsos.
Okay, this guy might actually be blind.
He's very focused.
He's pretending to read right now.
Everyone's gotta die, yeah, but please, not today.
He's like, he knows you're there. He's just hoping you don't notice. Just like you don't do anything. He's just like,
maybe if I ignore her, she'll go away.
Please don't. I don't want to die today. Hint. Later.
Right in the chicken dinner.
Worked out for him.
Winner, chicken dinner. And this guy,
That's an interesting way to refer to a man's dick.
I just meant he didn't die today. He didn't die
Chicken
today.
dinner. That would make me nervous, I think.
Yeah.
It wasn't in reference to what you said. It was that he didn't die today.
I know,
He
did not die today. And as a matter of fact, he got knocked out in one of the gentler ways that have clearly been shown in your repertoire.
So I didn't do anything to that guy upstairs because I kind of like the karma of leaving sleeping guys to deal with the fact that they missed all the fun.
Wake up from their nap a little bit later.
Yeah, they just wake up horribly confused by everything.
So what you said before, Robokai, of something that you hadn't considered doing. Here we go.
Hey, homie. Later, homie.
Fuck you!
Man, that drink has some real kick to it.
Hello.
Nobody can handle this.
This is like your own little turret. Your own portable turret. What the fuck?
This reminds me of the most...
This blows my mind so
I've
completely and
got
utterly.
charge and I don't know what to do with it.
No, go.
I have been playing this game so wrong all this time.
Seriously. Like, I have about 80 hours on, according to Steam.
And then we've got one more. Yeah!
Like,
oh, man! In the butt.
Aww.
Emily is so brutal with her.
Much like every god in the vicinity, I'm just stunned by this performance.
Man.
This is.
This is very good.
On a certain level, I was afraid that you couldn't match my dickishness on non-lethal school. I see now that I was completely wrong to ever doubt you.
He just stood there watching me zap his buddy, so...
And it got up very slowly. Honestly, to be honest, someone walks in, their jug shoots electricity and blasts one of your friends in the face. How do you respond? You move very slowly and you move very cautiously.
Deserved a jug to the face. I mean, also I'm getting a lot better at aiming at people's faces.
Oh man,
he had
that
to
was
finish
pretty good.
rolling to the bottom of the stairs before
The guy
I
just
could kick
feedling
him.
his way down the
He had
stairs.
to wait until he was at the bottom to kick him. The game wouldn't let me do it on the stairs. One more.
That was a pretty prime whiff right there. Still not up on my
No.
back whiffs, but
I do whiff. I'm sorry.
It was a pretty prime whiff.
I'm like, what do I do here? What do I? Oh,
I've been fighting.
That's hot.
That's hot.
He sounds so disappointed.
Oh, that's hot. I feel
It's
really.
it's like when you take a ghost pepper challenge or something like that.
I feel kind of bad for like being so proud of my like idiocy, but I'm like, that was a pretty good idea. So this is when I'm reviewing the bone charms and stuff I've got, and these are set at the beginning of the level. So when you load the level,
got strong arms in the first.
Yeah. And then I don't show it.
And cool guy's
I don't
angry
show it,
again.
But I break them down into. And then I realized this was my. There. I couldn't leave yet because I forgot something.
Emily just reminiscing. She's like, "Oh, remember that time?
I couldn't leave yet because I.
Remember that time I broke into that?
Something.
That's right.
I'm forgetting something. Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
The shopkeeper.
No, I did that. I robbed the place.
No kills.
No kills. Not responsible for the guy who got grenaded.
Oh my god, you get away with literal murder.
Yeah, I kind of do.
Yeah, see, push comes to shove. You totally did save that.
Collateral.
Okay, good.
Yeah.